Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
I love Mirchi FM, it's so hot. Dekhiye mein lal lal, khaye mein high high. Tangi tangi tauba mein Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singapore, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot. Mirchi FM is #1 in Cuba.
It's hot. Mirchi FM, bon julum julum.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
In this bulletin, Varenga Bainimarama defends Attorney General's appointment and role in government. Proposed One Fiji party eager to get registered after initial application is rejected. And sixth political party gets approval to contest September elections. Good evening and welcome to FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Prime Minister Varenga Bainimarama stood his ground as leader of the Fiji First political movement last night and explained his support of Ayaz Sayed Qayyum as the Attorney General since 2007. Akasita Tale reports the issue was raised at a Fiji First campaign in Vuthi, Nosori last night.
Prime Minister.
Residents in Vuthi were advised not to listen to tales spread by some politicians on the role of Attorney General Ayaz Sayed Qayyum. Varenga Bainimarama told them when he was chosen as Prime Minister, he wanted a team of professionals to work with him. This led to the selection of Sayed Qayyum.
The only reason some of you don't like the Attorney General is because he lays down the laws. He governs and makes sure there are laws in place with anything I want done. If I want something to be done, he will govern the laws. Then he tells me that there should be laws to govern before he tells his Solicitor Generals and the rest of the officials.
The Fiji First leader cleared the air, saying the Attorney General only makes decisions through his orders.
He's making the decisions through the decisions I'm making. That should be clear to all you citizens. Plenty don't like him because he is a smart man or well-groomed. But if he saw and treated people differently, he wouldn't have been beside me a long time ago.
Bainimarama told the hundreds that gathered in Vuthi of the journey his government took in 2006. Stories that have never been shared to the public.
There was a decision to appoint me as Prime Minister, so I told my army officers, our job is to change the government, but let the professionals run the government for us. We were thinking of appointing an Itauke man as Prime Minister. I won't mention his name, but it was God's will not to appoint him as he is one who came in and we had to remove him.
Meanwhile, party candidates Nemani Bainivalu, Ratu Osea Naingamu, Rosie Akbar and Alex O'Connor campaigned to a good crowd at VCC village, Bunda, last night. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
The proposed One Fiji party's application for registration was rejected by the Registrar for Political Parties today. Ellen Stoltz reports the proposed party did not provide the minimum number of signatures required to register.
The proposed One Fiji party has every intention of getting registered. Proposed party chairman Filimoni Vosarongo says they're doing all they can to revive their application.
When we submitted our application, we submitted over 6,700 membership, and of course then they'll have to work through their database and identify those that are not registered, for instance, or those that have already registered for another party. So we had built in for that contingency. I think right now what we're hoping for is within the numbers that is already been submitted, we'll be able to revive the application.
The proposed party is now working closely with the Elections Office to ensure they meet the criteria.
Back to the Supervisor of Elections Office and see if we're able to verify the numbers that they have identified with us as the portion that is lacking to meet the minimum requirement, and run that against the numbers that they say are invalid or were consist of those that are already subscribed with another party or even within our own application.
The president will issue the writ for elections on Monday, and voter registration is also scheduled to end on the same day. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
One more political party has been added to the list. The Fiji United Freedom Party has become the 6th registered political party. Speaking exclusively to FBC News, the party president says it wants to create a platform where people's voices are heard. Rashika Kumar has the details.
The party has just registered, and according to party president Jagat Karunaratne, the party has to present its vision and mission to the people.
We are a new party, so we are not in a hurry to send members to parliament or decide on candidates. The first and foremost is to make sure that we present our vision to the people and then take it from there.
Karunaratne says that their main aim is not to contest the elections.
The focus is not really contesting and looking for candidates. We have a model concept and certain values that we want to present to people, and we are a new party, so we want to present what we believe in, this is what we want to do, and see, we want broader participation first.
According to Karunaratne, once the party's manifesto is ready, it will start to hold meetings. The party also wants to have an apolitical advisory committee that it will seek advice from. The party is open to anyone who wants to join.
Irrespective of their whether they want to contest or not, irrespective whether they want to be political or apolitical, as long as they have issues and concerns they want to share, there's a platform for you.
Party leader and members will be decided after its first annual general meeting, which will be held soon. Rashika Kumar, FBC News.
And still on political parties, the Fiji Labour Party held a campaign in Korombembe, Sambeto, just outside Nadi last night, which drew close to 50 residents from the area. The reinstatement of the Great Council of Chiefs Itoke land issues, education and changing the constitution were the main agenda of the campaign. Party candidate Vyas Deo Sharma also criticized various media organizations, claiming they are not providing free and fair coverage to their political party. Pacific leaders have announced Fiji's automatic readmission to the Pacific Islands Forum if the September elections are determined to be free and fair. This was decided at the end of the Pacific Islands Forum leaders meeting in Palau yesterday. Fiji was suspended from the forum in 2009. Meanwhile, in a historical and unprecedented move, the Pacific leaders elected Papua New Guinea's Dame Meg Taylor to succeed Tuiloma Neroni Slade as the Secretary General. PAC News reports Dame Meg Taylor beat 4 other candidates, including Fiji's Kaliopati Tavola, to become the first woman to head the region's premier political organization. And fresh off the plane, public to expect a hilarious ride in Laughing Samoan show today and tomorrow. That's after the break. Stay tuned.
Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nel.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about Vatukola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome back. You're with FBC News. The Fijians Elections Office is still working on identifying areas for pre-polling. Election Supervisor Mohammed Saneem says pre-polling will be done in remote areas and locations where voter numbers are low. Saneem says part of Lao and Lamaiviti group have already been flagged for pre-polling.
We'll actually go to the small village and we'll do pre-polling in that village. And for a very common sense approach as well is, if there is a big village and 2 small villages in the same route, we will try and pre-poll all 3 to avoid the perception that these 2 are given preference because they are small, we are big, so we're not given the preference.
And the Elections Office will soon publish the dates, time and the itinerary for the selected pre-polling stations. 3,000 women from all over the country will gather in Suva next week to be part of the 2014 National Women's Expo. As Shireen Lata reports, the expo will provide a major networking opportunity.
This year's National Women's Expo is organized at a larger scale to help women vendors generate a better relationship with their target markets.
They will also undergo training from the resource people who usually travel out to them wherever they are. And because the women are coming from as far as the Lau maritime islands, up from Rotuma, Kioa, and also the women from Kandabo in the most remote areas, they will all be convening, and it's an opportunity for them to, and for us, to provide them with the capacity building program.
The event will be a strategic way of promoting local women in micro-entrepreneurship through business development opportunities. The various women's groups will be provided a booth each per province to display their products.
We will bring in more women, more than 50 women in these 6 to 8 days, or 3 days, 5 days. They will do come to see and encourage them to come and joining women in other sides of Fiji.
And we are really excited about the fashion show they will be organizing. We are looking forward to see how it will be, how ladies will be preparing their skills and their outfits, how they're going to make it.
This will also be the first time for most of the women to meet the Prime Minister in person. The Women's and Children's Summit Workshop and the Maramani Yavusa will also coincide with the expo, where traditional women leaders will provide training in leadership. Sharin Lata, FBC News.
Well, a US citizen has been jailed for 9.5 years, being in possession of illicit drugs, namely methamphetamine, early this year. 60-year-old Gregory Wilcox arrived at the Nandi International Airport on the 2nd of February carrying a brown suitcase, which contained 3.8 kilograms of methamphetamine concealed in black plastic. He is subsequently charged with 1 count of unlawful possession of illicit drugs. Wilcox will be eligible for parole after 8 years. He has 30 days to appeal the sentence. The President Ratu Epeli Nailatikau has arrived in London after a 2-day visit in Geneva, Switzerland. The President visited Fiji's High Commission in London, which is headed by Solo Mara. Ratu Epeli was briefed on the Commission's current activities.
In the last 3 years, you visited us twice, and it's a morale booster, as you would appreciate, to the staff that we continue to be visited by our leaders, and particularly raising the political profile of our country here in the UK.
Ratu Epeli also called on the St. John's Ambulance headquarters in his capacity as the patron of St. John Ambulance in Fiji. He also called on the Commonwealth Ex-Servicemen's League, of which Fiji is a part of, despite being suspended from the Commonwealth grouping. The Commonwealth Ex-Servicemen's League sends the poppy flowers to Fiji on the occasion of Remembrance Day every year. The Fiji Broadcasting Corporation, which turns 60 years on July 1st, will be celebrating this historic occasion tomorrow. As part of the celebration, the company will be announcing the winners of some of the competitions that were organized to commemorate the birthday. Vosita Kote Wasawasa reports.
To mark the birthday, FBC invited its radio listeners and television viewers to write a poem or essay about how FBC has changed their lives. Over 100 entries were received from the public. The card collection showed a lot of creativity and support for the country's oldest yet fastest growing broadcaster.
It's almost emotionally overwhelming. Some of the stuff that's been written, and we'll be playing it over the radio and television in the coming days, it's just absolutely mind-blowing. We really appreciate from the bottom of our hearts.
The cards were intricately designed and with a lot of enthusiasm.
Think of anything and everything, and it's all here on our table today, as the viewers might see the display of cards and the creations the public have sent us. So thank you so much, and I'm really amazed.
The winner of the card competition will be announced tomorrow night and will walk away with a 1-carat diamond.
Tomorrow will also be a special moment for 2 people who celebrated their 60th birthday on the same day as FBC. They will also be joining the party here at Broadcasting House. Vasita Kote Wasawasa, FBC News.
And if you're a comedy lover, well, the famous Laughing Samoans are back in the country after 3 years. This time they're in Fiji for a greater cause to show their support for the WOW's Fiji Cancer Support Group. Akusita Tale has more.
How are you?
Tofinga, also known as Auntie Tala, and Etuate have become household names for their comedy shows, bringing families together for a good laugh. They have been involved with the WOW's Kids Foundation for years now and say putting a smile on children's faces is their biggest motivation.
And for us, no money can make you feel any better than to see a smile on a child's face that's suffering from cancer or any disease. And that gives us the greatest joy out of anything else in the work that we do. Money can't pay that.
The duo are bringing their latest show, Fresh Off the Plane, to Fiji, which hasn't come out yet on DVD, and they're encouraging everyone to watch their show.
So we're looking forward to put on the best show that we can for the locals here in Fiji. And as we said before, Fresh Off the Plane is definitely one of our favourite shows, so you don't want to miss it. And for $5, that's the best thing you can get to see a Laughing Samoans.
The Laughing Samoans will be performing at Nandi's Prince Charles Park this evening and at the FMF Gymnasium in Suva tomorrow. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Friday Night Sports now. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Thanks, Amrita, and good evening. In sports tonight, newly appointed FRU CEO takes up post at Rugby House today, and Banuve Tambakaudoro bows out at Commonwealth Games 200-meter semi-finals. These stories and more after the break.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
I love Mirchi FM, it's so hot.
Teke me lal kai me high. Tangi tau for me. Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singapore, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva.
It's hot.
Mirchi FM, bon julum.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Welcome back to FBC Sports. New Fiji Rugby Union Chief Executive Ranronro Tambo-Levu officially took up his post today. And amidst the current issues surrounding the biggest sport in the country, he is confident of taking Fijian rugby to the next level. Tsalen Daudakadaka reports.
Fiji Rugby's new leader was presented to the media this morning amid a brewing storm within its ranks. Renowned business executive Ranronro Tambo-Levu is eager to use his financial expertise to help uplift the game to new heights.
I think I've said at the outset, one of the things that I'd like to develop moving forward is a winning culture in Fiji.
Tambo-Levu believes this will come about with a positive mindset, not only within his administration, but from the public as well.
I think all too often we in Fiji tend to think that we are a small island country, and therefore we cannot give the big boys a run. I'd like to be part of the changing of that mindset, so that in the not too distant future, we will host the Webb Ellis Trophy in this rugby house.
Media scrutiny was one area that Tambo-Levu believes can contribute to the development of the game.
And in rugby specifically, I will welcome your support, your participation, your scrutiny. I think that will only make rugby house stronger. And in scrutiny, I especially want to ask that the media take keener interest in the development of the rugby.
Tambo-Levu will hit the ground running with a scheduled meeting between FRU and the rugby unions to be held tomorrow in Suva to discuss several operational matters that have threatened to disrupt the Skipper Cup semi-finals. Talento Kazak, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, late this afternoon, the Nandronga Rugby Union confirmed that it will boycott the semi-final clash against Suva next weekend after the FRU failed to meet its deadline today. However, they will be attending the meeting tomorrow with the FRU and other unions. Banuve Tambakaudoro's quest of a grand finish at the 2014 Commonwealth Games ended on a sour note this morning. The Pacific Sprint King was disqualified in his semi-final of the men's 200 meters after a false start. He was the only Fijian athlete in action at the Games this morning. Tomorrow, Leslie Copeland will participate in javelin and Eugene Volma in the triple jump. The Fiji Car Club today received a boost for next week's quarter-mile race in Navua. Digital Fiji has shown its support for the event with a $4,000 sponsorship deal. Organizers told FBC Sports that there's been a lot of interest to take part at next week's race, which already has a host of top drivers from around the country penciled in to compete. The race will be held next Sunday. Veteran paddler Salome Tambuatale will be Fiji's lone rep to the upcoming Va'a World Sprints in Brazil. And the former athletics long-distance rep today received a major boost for her preparations with a $5,000 check from Pacific agencies. Josephine Navula reports.
This new deal is a great boost for the 54-year-old keen athlete. Heading to Brazil to fly the Fiji flag, Salome Tambuatale says this is the highlight of her sporting career.
Indeed a blessing and a privilege at the height of my sporting career to get this type of commercial, banking and more. So as the partnership, as a grand ambassador for the Pacific agencies.
She adds that she still continues to take part in sporting activities despite her age because of her love for sports.
I also do continuous sprints at club level for about 8 years now. After I left athletics in 2003, I joined Fiji Outrigger. And most of the years I had in mind to represent Fiji at the World Sprints.
Pacific agencies presented a check of $5,000 to help her in doing her best at the World Meet.
Sports role model like Salome, I guess partnering with someone like Liz, who's part of our senior management team, is again something that's quite special and part of our drive to make sure we have bring more women through our business to the senior management level. So it's another point which I find really good about this whole partnership.
The Va'a World Sprints Championships will take place from the 12th to the 17th of this month. Josephine Novula, FBC Sports.
The Lambasa football side has been hard at work this week, trying to rectify its weaknesses before facing Suva in the Fiji Suns Skippertuna National League. The Bambasing Lions know they have at times been their own enemy this season, which has led to some losses. The two teams meet on Sunday in Suva after a mixed bag of results this year. They want to return to winning ways to silence its critics and give its fans something to cheer about.
The real area that I'm trying to work on is the support play for the players, and the other one is the defense side. Like sometimes the players are too much attack oriented and they try to forget about the defense. So that is the area where I'm trying to focus on too.
The match will be played at 3 p.m. That was your sports for tonight. I'll be back again on Monday, but Amrita will keep you updated on the latest sports over the weekend. It's back to her now for business.
Well, in business news, indicators of the domestic economic activity in the first half of this year suggest that outcomes are consistent with growth projection of 3.8%. The Reserve Bank of Fiji says consumption and investment remain firm, supported by growth in household income and private sector credit. Apart from fish and gold industries, other sectors performed well. On the external front, high import demand supported by buoyant domestic activity outpaced the growth in exports, which resulted in widening of the trade deficit. However, tourism earning and remittances have supported the country's balance of payments position. Time for weather now with Trish.
Thanks, Amrita. Looking at today's map, Suva and Savu had the same conditions as yesterday. Cloudy skies in the morning and occasional showers later in the day. Nadi Lotogamba and Lambasa had fine weather all day long. Temperatures today, Suva 27, Nadi Lotogamba 31, Savu 27 and Lambasa 31. Tonight's temperatures, a very chilly night for Nambuiwalu, Nosori, Navua, Rakiraki, Suva and Taviuni with 16, Balutoga Nadi Tavua 14 and Singatoka the lowest with 13. Saturday's forecast, Suva and Savu with cloudy skies in the morning and scattered showers in the afternoon. Nadi Lotokamba and Lambasa with a chance of fine weather. As for mariners, a strong wind warning remains in force for all Fiji waters. Southeast winds 20 to 25 knots and up to 30 knots at times. Finally, with our image of the day, beautiful Levuka, courtesy of Chimesakin.
Thanks, Trish, and I look forward to visiting Levuka one day. Now, just a quick recap of our headlines. Vorenge Bainimarama Defense Attorney General's appointment and role in government. The proposed One Fiji party eager to get registered after initial application is rejected today. And 6th political party gets approval to contest September elections. Now on to our Fijian Speak segment. The question this week, what makes a good leader?
A good leader should be honesty and should be honest to the people.
Honesty, talk and do it. Yes, say something and then he do what he say.
For me personally, I believe that a good leader is a leader that touches the heart of the people that he leads, and as long as he can gauge them to influence their hearts to believe in the vision that he visions, that is what I call a good leader.
Now you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. Or if on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or hashtag FBC News. And to receive the latest headlines on your mobile phone, text subspace FBC to 777. That's all for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. Good evening.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
I love Mirchi FM, it's so hot. Deke me lala, kai me hi. Tangi tau for me. Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singatoka love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva.
It's hot.
Mirchi FM, bo julum julum.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.